Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to the Willis Podcast. I know you thought I was not going to come on for you, but you got to have a little bit more faith in me. I have over two, three, four, five, six, seven, 800 videos, shorts included. See, when you're talking about being serious about what and how you want to be about your equations. You name a show like I'm naming it tonight. It's called Free Your Mindset Show. Yeah, I'm live, 2 o'clock in the morning. This is a global show. So just because I'm American doesn't mean I have to be on maritime. You understand? Global means people appreciate you globally and in real time. You understand? So here we are. Who really cares when you know? That's the show tonight. Not meaning the end. That's the beginning. I tell you about that a lot. You know, who really cares when you know? What do I mean? But what you mean by that, Danny? I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that specifically. Yeah. Sometimes people are very people are weird and they enjoy spaces of being weird. But let me tell you how they get to being weird. Let's be clear. They lie. And I think with the split of indigenous people when it comes to liars and non-liars, liars, they like to lie. Yeah. Can you blame them completely? This is the one exception I would make and say no, simply because that's how the world was functioning at a high level at some points in time. Okay. So listen to me and listen to me well. When you lie, you lose stake in humanity. When you lie, you lose a great deal of stake in authenticity. When you lie, you capitulate to systems that are not appeasing, but you have to capitulate to. So lying was always used as a tool of opportunity. Opportunity. Yeah, opportunity. Yeah, that's specifically true. Let me explain to you how and why. Let me get a little music playing because I know I have some people that are going to really object to the things that I really have to say. And I'm also going to display, but I need a little music. Yep, a little bit. Just a little bit. Let's do this. All right. All right. Something soft, really cool, and easy. Yeah, I like it already. Sounds like music of a soul that has a journey, taking no shit and going forward. That's the kind of music I like. Dope stuff, you know, feeling based. I love it. That's what I feel. Let me explain something to you about being who I am and my experiences. Where I come from, you don't get to cop out. You don't get to act as if. Let me back up. Sound like I'm ending a show or something. I mean, come on, let's be clear. Look at the title. Okay, the title. The title is within itself. Do you control your mindset for real, or do you calculate your mindsets on the absolute fabrics of judgments of others? If you're an individual being, you do you do that? Like, do you really take your time to study others to formulate what you really feel and think? Why are you not utilizing the full formalities of you? Doesn't that make more sense? It should. I think so. Really, I do. Let me explain why. Shit, let's talk. Seriously. Do you understand it's Friday and it's Saturday now, 2 o'clock in the morning? So that means something must have been bugging the shit out of me to be on with you and not in bed with my gorgeous, beautiful wife. Yeah, something does bug me. It itches me. It digs at me. You know what that is? I'm gonna be specifically honest with you and true so that we can really have an honest conversation about relationships and how we really feel about each other. We're not as genuine as we oppose to be, melanated or not. From a human characteristic, I think we're even closer than a melanin characteristic, to be quite honest with you, because do you understand how many of us love and appreciate us that don't look like us? Oh yeah. See, everybody, like I tell people all the time, like, you always want to act like there are no good Europeans on the planet. Oh, that's cute. So what happens when King Charles, King Charlo, King Charco, his name is after his black ancestral lineage and fathers. What if he just put a stop to all of this shit? Because he has the power to do it. Charles, yeah. Charles has the power to do what his mother could never do and wouldn't do because she perpetuated these things. She literally ran the game up with America, showing prestigious dominance, right? Like this is what the queen did. She literally knows more than she has ever let on. I want y'all to know this. I'm gonna get a little close. Yeah, I want this. I want you to hear me clearly, and I don't want to move. See what happens when you deal with the connotations and the qualities of some people. They never tell you who they are. They never tell you where they come from. They never tell you who they are in cahoots with. So, what we're about to understand tonight is why were the Rothschilds such a family of dominance? I'm not going to go into every fabric of these equations, but we really have to understand who stole the birthrights of Americas, because birthright seems to be such a topic of discussion. Well, Donald Trump, uh, everything, Stephen Miller, all of the whites, all of the Anglos. Do you understand that that Charles? Oh yeah, does this go back to what Charles is doing and who Charles is in a connection with? I'm speaking from a specific truth here because you got to understand the Americas was conquered and functioned still from an overlay perspective. That is true. That is not a fallacy. It's not a lie. Why do you think you have so many Europeans here that claim to be simply just American because they think white is default? No, you're not American. You're European. European. If you have no copper color complexion. And you see, this is where the native Siberian kind of gets soft because he knows that he has. If you're a native, you got to have Negro blood. Just like the samurai from Asia said, you have to have Negro blood. So when your assigned mission to the Americas that you was paid to do to disrupt and came into some form of a very good use because see the Native American they say they were savages, which were true. They admit to that. So why would they pay a savage? That's a good question. You called yourself a savage. I never called you a savage. I said you're a Siberian, meaning they associated Native American with being indigenous. But you're really indigenous to Siberia. And they tried to say, well, the land massacre. Like, no, the ice. That task was impossible for you to actually interpret, not happen. You didn't even interpret that. You were granted that by said name, same European. When you are a Asiatic non-colored being, you have the same formality aspects and the same position mindset as the European. That's how your African black daddy explain to you how to move forward regardless of what you want. You really kind of wanted to be dominant and rule the nature of melanin. You wanted to cut off the connections that, and you agree, Africa, this is what you agreed to. So, Trudor, Ibram, thank you for your prowess and your willingness to proclaim you as a pure ethnicity. That is a a good champion move, so it makes it harder for people to pivot and think that they are different because they say they are. No, you have to prove it. The reason why nobody bothers that man because he is man. Man, simple. No more included. You can't punk him. You will get punked. You can't test him. You will get tested. I like that nature. It's good to see that in Africa because a lot of Africans that are here in America don't like Africans. So you want to put all of your problems, all of your inks. This is globally. British do it. The British do it with us. British blacks. Everybody. Nobody. Black Americans are starting to understand that we have no friends. And I don't think we ever have had any friends because Africans from the diaspora or global melanated people, because we were here before everyone, that's why they'll tell us, I know the truth about you, Akata. Oh, I'm Akata now. Oh, yeah. You're a cotton picker. No, 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 I'm not a cotton picker. I've actually positioned myself to be the most elite here of the world, which you strive to be, I am. I love you, but you make it quite clear that I'm not a concern, a love, or even a priority for you because you come here to take. That was said specifically by a multitude of Africans. So Africans that come to America, they say, I'm here to take. I'm here to tether you out, craft and graft you in order to position you out to go back to my God-forsaken wherever the fuck that is in Africa that I don't like. In order for me to graft and craft you out, not because I don't like your homeland. I don't like you. That is evil, wicked, and cruel. But those type of people do exist in the world. And it doesn't matter their complexion. It matters about what they subscribe to and what they buy into. These entities exist out here and they are all in favor of destroying. And on a continuum of destroying, the copper color, melanated God wonder. That's a bad way to live for melanated black people, but to be honest with you, when you come to America, not to befriend me, but to take from me, I take offense. You know it's true because you admit to it and you stand on it. That is sad, but true. It hurts. And it's painful. There's some, but not all. Some people, but not all people in those specific sort of equations. Shout out to Zoe Williams. Back in the day, he used to always say, listen, I'm not talking about everybody. He said, it's some people, but not all people. So you will be ignorant to any people of all of descent into a bubble as if you can't accomplish a mission to fruition. Shout out to a smart, eloquent brother, because at least that's what I was picking up on what he was putting down at that specific point in time. So when people evolve and grow up, you have to understand that you got to be just as responsible as those four greats, fathers, greats, the people that come before you. Like you got the Tariq Nasheed, he's hated by a lot. Why? I don't really know. I think people have a specific issue with foundational Black American, but I think it's extremely specific, poignant, and explanatory. That's one of the only things that really matters. And then you have people that try to exploit that specific mind boggling situation. Let me fix my let me add this to this so it don't go off no more. I know, yeah. Audio. Default on speaker. Yeah. That's where I wanted to go with it. I hope I came out good tonight. Anyway, let me adjust my music. No, it's fine anyway. We good. We all right. We good people. You know, it's just sometimes when you know you're trying to do something and bring something and light to attention to situations, you just want to be precise and be positioned to do just that. So I don't take this podcast that I have been graciously granted with lightly. I'm very grateful and very thoroughly grateful to you for subscribing, liking, sharing, and appreciating the prowess that I have for giving you thorough content. You may not like it today, but I guarantee you would appreciate where I'm coming from where we all have to go. A passion project is just that. Full of full of passion that doesn't rely on an equation to dictate the performance. You dictate your performance. You should be happy with how you perform and what you do if you're very thoroughly interested in specifically you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the show tonight. I got to go to bed. I got a wife. I got a lifestyle. I got a love. I will be back on in the morning, but I just wanted to let you know how much I wanted to give you quality material that matters to you and me specifically. So thank you so much. Thank you for the 52,000 plus subscribers in 5 months. That shit is monumental. I'm humble. I'm grateful, appreciative, and extremely humble. Listen, now it's time to get to the best part of, my favorite part of this. Is one little thing I like. After all the selflessness, one thing I love to give you, one thing I want you to know, it's the empowerment moment. When I tell you who you are, when I tell you this is the Willis Podcast, I want you to say it with me because you know what it is. For real, right? You do. So, my favorite part of the show. The will is yours. Every day, all day, can't quit. You can only perfect the beat.